Hi, my name's Haley Hoagland, and I decided to do my program on excessive drinking in Hancock County, Indiana. So, Hancock County, Indiana is where I'm from. It's about 30 minutes east of Indianapolis, and it's about 2.5 hours from Charleston, Illinois. So, the population's set at 79,840, and the county seat is Greenfield, which is where I'm from within the county. So on March 1st, 1828, Madison County was divided into Hancock County. John Hancock, the first signer of the Declaration of Independence, is honored by the name of this county. And within Hancock County, there are 8 different cities and 9 different townships. So, Hancock County is home to the most self reported binge drinkers at a rate of 20% each. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation conducted a survey that shows heavy drinking data in Hancock County for both men and women. The percentage of women that were heavy drinkers was 5.9%, and that's slightly above the Indiana average, which is at 5.6%. And as for men, the heavy drinking percentage for the county is 9.4%, and Indiana it is 9.7%. So as well as heavy drinking, there was data collected for binge drinking in Hancock County, and that for women it was reported at 11.6%, and the Indiana rate is at 2.1%. So the county rate is a lot higher than the state rate. And then as far as men, that was at 22.3% were heavy drinkers, and then the Indiana percentage was 24.1%. So, alcohol abuse is the cause of 2,960 deaths in Indiana on average per year. And then between 2015 and 2019, Indiana's 5-year average yearly rate of fatalities from excessive alcohol consumption rose as high as 49.7%. So, not only are there short term effects, but there's quite a few long term effects as well. There can be issues with digestion, liver disease, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure. Cancer of the throat, colon, liver, rectum, mouth, throat, esophagus, and breast. It can cause a weakened immunity, and it raises the risk of illness and issues with memory, such as dementia. And it can also cause mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. So there's a lot of risk factors that go along with excessive drinking. So a little bit more information about the excessive drinking program. So that's actually the name of it. We can call it EDP for short. So this is going to be a 3-year program starting December of 2024 and ending in December of 2027. So we're going to have monthly education classes on alcohol for the public. So in these classes, they will be educated on the risks of alcohol abuse, kind of a little bit of what I mentioned in the last slide, all the health factors that come into it. They'll also be educated on local resources for them to use, as well as any online resources that are available to them. And then we're also going to implement more alcohol abuse support groups that are free to the public. So for this, we're going to try to partner with churches, schools, local libraries, to just get that free room and have these alcohol classes, these alcohol support groups, and try to just make that another resource for the public. And then we're also going to create a policy that enforces primary care offices to distribute informational brochures. So normally when you go to the doctor, they'll ask you, do you drink alcohol? How often do you drink alcohol? So if any patient answers yes to that, it will be a policy for that doctor to let the patient leave with an informational brochure with our number on it, with those local resources, with the online resources. So that is a policy that we're going to work on implementing. So we've had some reputable Hancock County stakeholders and community assets be able to help us fund the excessive drinking program. So while some are prime candidates who will benefit from the program or have personally been impacted by alcoholism, others are organizations that will support the program. They're going to support funding, marketing, evaluations, and these stakeholders will support the program's success and kind of help raise its credibility. And so I won't read them out loud, but as you can see on the screen, I do have the list of the assets and stakeholders within Hancock County that are going to be able to help us fund and try to make the program kind of come alive. So I have a few objectives for the program. So 2 months prior to the program, 80% of the doctor's offices will have the informational brochures about the excessive drinking program that I had mentioned before. By 2025, the number of alcohol support groups in the county will increase by 50%. By 2026, the access to rehabilitation facility opportunities for community members will increase by 20%. By the end of the year, we will increase the number of alcohol education classes for members of the community by 40%. And by 2026, we will increase advocacy to support the rehabilitation prices of the excessive drinking. And then our goal statement objective is by 2027, excessive drinking among citizens of Hancock County will decrease by 35%. So here's a quick list of the evaluation that we're going to do for the program just to ensure that it's been working and that it's successful. So I won't read over all of them, but I do want to highlight that by 2027, we'll increase access to the rehabilitation centers for community members by 20%. So I know I mentioned that before, but to do that, we'll create and send out a questionnaire to members of the community to see what the need is. I think that's important, especially when creating a program, so you can kind of tailor that to the community's needs and not what you think it needs. So you're actually getting that feedback. So the grand total requested for this program is $240,259.03. So this will include expenses for personnel, travel, commodities, contractual services, and equipment. Hard match fund is at $5,000, and that'll be donated by the Homeland Security and the National Alcohol Abuse. And the table below gives an overview of the funds and how they'll be spent over the duration of the program. So at the end of our program, our goal is by 2027, excessive drinking among citizens of Hancock County will decrease by 35%. Thank you so much for listening.